Hey everybody, this is Chris Yarrington coming to you with another Fitness Friday. I'm super excited for us to work together today because I'm going to be talking about an item that you should have in your gym that is one of the most versatile items out there. You don't really need too many different weights of them, and you can use them for a wide range of activities. So the item that we're going to talk about today is going to be the kettlebell. All right, a lot of people know these from kettlebell swings, but they're way more versatile than you would think. So I'm just going to kind of step us through all the different exercises, what you're going to be mainly focusing on in those exercises, and how having a kettlebell to do it with is the only equipment that you'll need. So I'll start off with a simple holding the kettlebell. I like to hold it through the loop, put my thumb through, and let the ball of the kettlebell rest in the palm of my hand. That way I feel more comfortable and like I have more command over the weight. All right, and I like to rest the actual handle of the kettlebell up against my chest a little bit. We're gonna do a front squat. All right, so we're gonna keep the kettlebell up here, kind of like holding it like a goblet. These can also be called goblet squats too. Sitting down and coming back up. All the way down to your 90 degrees and coming back up. So the weight of that being in front of you is going to pull you forward. Use your core to keep you upright and keep your back in line, keep that kinetic chain nice and strong. So that's one way that you can use the kettlebell. Another one can be for a shoulder press. All right, this is a neutral grip shoulder press, pressing straight up, coming back down, working those shoulders, those deltoids that trap a little bit, and getting into those shoulder muscles. Next, you can put your kettlebell in one hand and you can actually do your briefcase or your luggage or whatever you want to call it, squats. So you have your suitcase squat, you're holding your luggage in your hand, you're squatting down, suitcase or briefcase squat, as if you were walking around the airport with your luggage, putting it down. We're gonna use that because what it's gonna do, having that on one side of your body forces your core, forces your back muscles to all keep you in line to make sure that you're not falling over to one side. And that's creating this counter rotation and this anti-rotation and making you use those muscles to stabilize in order to keep you in one straight line. So you create an imbalance and you force your body to create a balance. All right, so then you would switch the other hand and do the same amount on the other side. Next thing that you can do with this is you can actually do rows with both hands. So bent over row using both arms. All right, holding one side. This would be a neutral grip, really working on getting those rhomboids between your shoulder blades, getting a little bit of lat work going, really working on those rotator cuff muscles and stability muscles there too. Now, in order for us to challenge the stability a little bit more, you can hinge over at your hips again, and we can do this as a one arm row, single arm row. All right, the isolation without having any other support, because a lot of the time people will do this with a bench. But the isolation, so only using one side or one part of your body instead of both at the same time, the isolation occurring without any support is going to force you to stabilize. Strengthen those back muscles, use those core muscles too. So that's a great way for you to work on stability and strength at the same time. You switch over, do the same amount on the other side too. All right? Now, you can also use this just as a weight for you to do your calf raises. All right. You can also use it for you to do your deadlifts, hinging at your hips. One of my favorite weights to use when doing a deadlift because you get to easily hold the top of the handle here versus holding weights. They can kind of get in the way a little bit. This is a smaller, more compact way for you to hold a good amount of weight for your deadlift. All right, deadlift getting into your lower back, a little bit of glute and hamstring action going on there too, but a great way for you to utilize your kettlebell. Now, like I talked about before, you can do your kettlebell swings. All right, so now we're getting full body. We get that lower back. We get a little bit into those leg muscles from those squats. And we also get those shoulders, those deltoids. We're getting a little bit of your biceps and triceps all going on from you swinging that kettlebell. All right, now the other thing that you can do is a lot of people will use this as stability above your head. So right here, as I'm holding this, it is forcing my arm, which is moving slightly, to use the little stabilizing muscles to hold my joint in place. So whenever I'm doing like if I wanted to do a squat, holding it above my head, if I wanted to do a lunge, holding the weight above my head, the whole time I'm adding weight, but I'm also creating a little bit of stability work. I'm fatiguing those stabilizing muscles in my shoulder, and it's gonna force my shoulder to get nice and strong and protect against injury. So that's another way that you can use the kettlebell to try to challenge your muscles a little bit there too. All right, you can do a sumo squat, so wide stance squat with these. Really great way for you to add a little bit of extra weight to your sumo squats. And then you can also even use these for tricep extensions. Above head tricep extensions. Holding upside down this time. Grabbing onto those handles. Above your head, elbows stay nice and close. Pressing up. All right, if you have the right weight for it too, you can even flip the weight, grab it the same way, and do your bicep curls. All right. So there's plenty of different exercises that you can do with these. If you have the right weight, you can also do these lateral raises, right? Lifting up, working those deltoids, really making sure you're strengthening those shoulders. There's so many different exercises that you can do. Almost everything can be done. It's a great tool to have in your gym, something that I think that everyone should have for the versatility of it. And you can always just keep on trying to be creative and think about ways that you can utilize this even more. The last couple exercises that I'm going to tell you are all going to be core exercises too. You can implement this in almost every single core exercise. One of my favorites though is doing a Russian twist, where you're going from side to side with it, trying to keep those feet nice and still, feet together, knees nice and close too. All right, so you can do your Russian twists. You can do a weighted crunch here, getting your shoulders off the ground. You can also do a weighted crunch with your straight arms extended, working a little bit more, once again, of that shoulder joint, those stabilizing muscles, and just the pure strength of those deltoids in your chest a little bit here, coming up and then back down. All right, so sit-ups with the weight above your head. All right, you can also work on movement. So this is counter rotation that we're going to be doing, where you're trying to keep yourself stable while you're moving weight. So we'll put the weight underneath you. You'll be in a plank position, high plank position, grabbing that kettlebell underneath you. It should be underneath your hip, moving it to underneath your other hip. All right, so that counter rotation, forcing your core to stabilize, to stop your body from rotating at all as you're moving that weight from one side to the other. All right, so counter rotation is a great way for you to challenge your body too, challenge that core, and get the most out of your activities that you're doing with your kettlebells. So some great exercises, very versatile. Every single part of your body can be worked, and something that you should really consider including in your home gym if you're still working out at home during COVID. So have a good rest of your day. I hope this helped, gave you some inspiration and ideas, and I hope to see you on Monday. All right, bye for now.